to exterminate them. And everybody going, yeah, because that's what this is. I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu is a modern day, Heinrich Himmler. He is a mass murdering, genocidal son of a bitch he's been indicted for war crimes. He is the leader of a nation that has been labeled genocidal by the International Court of Justice, sort of the supreme arbiter of war crimes in international law. And he was invited to the United States by a president who just carried out an act of aggression against Iran that violates the Constitution of the United States. It violates international law. So you have a warmonger asking the practitioner of genocide about the final solution of the Palestinian people. That's it in a nutshell. It's humiliating for Americans. It should be, enrage the entire civilized world that the United States of America, a nation that proclaims itself to be the bastion of democracy, freedom, etc., would give the stage to a murderous, genocidal maniac and to defer to this murderous, genocidal maniac on the issue of how to resolve the problem that he's already decided genocide is the solution to.
Are you surprised that Trump was so the fact that this wasn't behind the scenes, this was in front of the cameras? And, people always had a suspicion that Netanyahu called the shots in Washington when it comes to Middle East policy. Was this an example of that just going to a whole new level? Or are you surprised by that element of this? That Trump's no longer even hiding it? That this is right in front of the press's face?
But nobody's hiding it. Kash Patel, the FBI director, first question asked, what's your top priority as the FBI director? To see to the safety and security of Israel. This is the FBI director. Dan Bongino, his deputy, first question, what's your top priority? The safety and security of Israel. The spokesperson of the United States State Department said that Israel is, the greatest nation in the world. Donald Trump has called Israel the greatest nation in the world. This is an American president. Sometimes people get a little upset when the Americans like to, pound their chest and, are accused of, chauvinism and all that. I'd much rather have a chauvinistic president who proclaimed the glory of the United States of America than a president that sits there and while he's sitting as the commander in chief saying Israel's the greatest nation in the world. That is humiliating. We have debased ourselves beyond belief. So no, it didn't surprise me at all. This is a president that is 100% sold out to Israel. And we knew this even before we elected him because he, surrounded himself with nothing but, naked Zionists. And people just straight up said, we are Zionists. We are Israel first. And that's where we are collectively as a nation. So no, it doesn't take me by surprise. What surprises me is that we, the people of the United States of America, seem to be okay with this. I mean, this is literally impeachable offenses. Remember when this very same president was impeached for a phone call he made to Volodymyr Zelensky, in which it looked like he was, currying favor or doing something like that. Here's a man who's just straight up kissing the ass of Israel, straight up kissing their ass. Doing whatever Israel wants, yielding to them on some of the most fundamental issues pertaining to the security of the United States of America. And Congress is okay with it because Congress, of course, has been bought by the state of Israel. The pro-Israeli lobby bragged about spending $100 billion to buy the best Congress money can buy, and they bought it. So Congress isn't going to do anything. This president's sold out. Have the American people sold out? And right now, the answer is yes. I'd like to be proven wrong on this, but no, we've just basically allowed Israel to take over this country. I wrote about this a while back on my Substack page about the parasites that take over the bodies of the hosts, and Israel is one such parasite that has taken over the body of the American host. And we look like America, we wrap ourselves in the American flag, but we're 100% controlled by the Israeli parasite.
We knew Trump going into office was going to be pro-Israel. We knew that. Has his support for Israel even surprised you, given what we've seen, his decision to go to war with Iran, his support for the genocide currently going on in Gaza? Are you surprised that Trump didn't have even a little more sway with Netanyahu to calm him down with some of those things? Netanyahu seems like he has full control right now of the Trump administration. Are you surprised that Trump let that happen? Because he has been critical of Netanyahu in the past. And they seemed like, years ago that they had some kind of issue, maybe a little bit of a power struggle between the two. That's all gone now. Because even after the Hamas attack back in 2023, Trump said he was surprised that Netanyahu let that happen. So he showed signs years ago or at times that he could criticize Netanyahu. That seems like it's no longer even possible.
Yeah. And so you have to ask yourself the question, why is this? Was Trump always a snake oil salesman, a grifter, a con artist? Was he just giving us the big con, the big lie? Or did something happen that prompted his immediate turn? I remember Donald Trump used to be feeding, along with Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, and others, feeding the Epstein files to the American public before the election is red meat. We're going to get the Epstein files first